So, if you could rewind the clock and you just opened up your very first solo practice, it's the early 2000s. Carrie Sands is still in her mid to late 20s. It's day one, the doors open. Describe that feeling.
Scary. So, very excited. There it's very interesting when you first really get out there and start seeing your first patients. In fact, somebody did ask me that the other day, and I was trying to think if I could remember back, sort of like trying to remember your first kiss. Can I even remember my very first patient? But I believe it or not, I still do work with some of my patients that I saw my very first year of practice in Denver. So I still have chart notes on them back from 2001, which is really exciting to see how that has as time has progressed for both of us. But you're just full of knowledge and so excited to get out there. You just want to like scream from the rooftops. In fact, I think I annoyed most of my friends and family at that time because I just wanted to share everything I'd spent so much time and energy in school learning. And so then you have to figure out a way to create a system and to be able to work that system so that you can bring your skill set to the public in a way that's reproducible and effective. So those parts of learning the field were a little bit more challenging. I felt very
Yeah.
prepared going into practice as a doctor. I felt very prepared as a clinician, as a primary care physician. I thought my diagnostic skills were really top notch. Where I could have used a lot more help were in the fields of communication and business. So, I am very fortunate that the president of my chiropractic school had been a chiropractor turned entrepreneurial, and Guy Reekman, Dr. Guy Reekman, shout out to Dr. Reekman. He was very a large advocate of the students spending as much time as possible in our free time outside of our curriculum, working and learning on business. And he suggested several
Okay.
different business books. He gave us a lot of business symposiums that we could attend on our own time because no matter how good of a um, producer you are, if you're not a good business person, it will fail. And this is why, Judy, they say that what do they say? 80% of small businesses fail because a
Right.
lot of times we get the actual producer. You always use the example of a baker who is doing a really good job and really can create a great product. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be great at running a bakery. So I have always said, on top of all of the medical and the um, anatomy and physiology that I've learned, I sure could have used a degree in finance, marketing, communication, law, human resources, because as a small business person, you have to be able to do it all, right?
Well, and a lot of that is, yes, you have your mentor, but a lot of it is learning on the fly. You learned on the fly. And that again, that's where I met you was at a business networking event.
Right.
Um, Tell me about, you know, how did you, not knowing anything about business, but a lot about chiropractic and how to care for people, tell me about your marketing. How did you get your clients? What did that look like?